The third step is basically scaling it out and going global. So when you have auto-scaling built in, you can actually start building your caching layers in front of a database. They again give you caching as a service in case you do it on your own. Redis, MemCache, some of the caching services that will give you other service like click of the house already built in, which you don't have to manage. And we have a built-in CDN called as CloudFront, which I spoke about, where we have the edge locations around the world, including Mumbai. And then, obviously, the last step, once you start growing big, you will also need to do analytics. And depending on which is a good use case, you could do Hadoop on the cloud, the frequent use mode, or you could do Redshift, which is more of a structured data and SQL like that. And this is typically some of our global customers who actually run this, including some of the NoSQL databases for, let's say, leaderboards and storing other customer data, specifically key value pairs. That they run on DynamoDB and literally at low cost, they can actually run into hundreds of thousands of connections per second concurrently. This is just a screenshot of our internet startups, specifically startup customers in the internet space based in mobile apps or just other apps across the internet that we have integrated across. As you can see, some fancy names in there. And some of these really are high scale, right? For example, Netflix, which most of you will be aware of, runs literally thousands of instances on us every day. Netflix tells us that on a typical US weekend, this is between Friday to Monday or Friday to Sunday, not a holiday weekend but a normal weekend, 24% of the entire United States internet bandwidth is consumed by Netflix, which talks about the productivity of American people, whatever that speaks about. But then see, that's some scale for 24% of the entire internet bandwidth is consumed by us, and it's all on Amazon. These is a screenshot again, can't fit in every customer on the slide, of some of our global gaming customers, including some Indian names there. You see UTV India games, so they're very today. You have Playblazer, Nikhil, who's a good friend of ours, runs his kind of gaming platform on us, which is kind of a leverage for developers to kind of build games on us. There are other customers who might not talk about right now, big Indian customers, because they're on an NDA, but that should be public reference as these to come. And then we have some Korean and Japanese customers here as well, where obviously gaming is huge. An average Korean spends about an hour in his life every day playing games. A lot of those customers running on AWS platform as well. How do you get started? It's extremely simple. You can just go online today, create an AWS account. You can actually be eligible for the free tier. There is no startup fees. You have to put in your credit card or registration, but trust me, when I started working on the AWS platform before I was an Amazon employee, I actually started off putting in my credit card and starting in the free tier, spinning off some instances to learn about the service. And it does not get charged. It's a completely free service. To start off with, provided you are in the free tier as well. You can actually go to aws.amazon.com/free to see what is eligible under the free tier. Create an account, contact us if you wish. We are more than happy to engage with you to help you with the architecture. A lot of startups present in the room, I would presume. We launched about 5 to 6 weeks ago something called as the Startup Activator on AWS, which is specifically meant for startups. Depending on which stage you are in terms of are you funded, not funded, are you in the incubation stage, funded by a VC, looking for seed funding, etc., etc. We kind of help support you connecting with other folks or give you credits, free support, etc. Bundled as a part of the program if you're eligible. So you can actually read the website and click on the contact us form and someone will actually. Lastly, yeah, that's actually all from me. Before I turn it to Parag, just housekeeping item just quickly. We actually have a booth out there which some of you might have seen, but we're giving out lots of goodies out there, so happy to speak with you offline to answer the questions. And the second thing is if you actually didn't get all of this because I read legal fast and can't cover everything in 20 minutes, we have a hands-on workshop tomorrow which we're doing for audiences. You're free to register at 11 a.m. Join me with the capsule team. So we'll actually look at these services hands-on if you're interested. Create like an open app on it and kind of do some of the policy network. With that, I'll turn on to Parag to speak about the app source side of things, and then I'll come back on stage for the Q&A.
Thanks, Shantanu. So, I'll build on what Shantanu said, and the theme of this thing is like we provide end-to-end services. So, you've heard about how AWS can help you create your applications, scale them, and maintain your costs. And I'll tell you how you can monetize your applications, market them, distribute them. So, Amazon is a mobile company, and we provide a lot of ways for users to connect with us and use our retail and digital services with on mobile devices. So Amazon App Store. So one of the things that I get a lot when I talk to developers like yourselves is that is it a Kindle store? So it is a Kindle store, but actually Amazon App Store is for all Android applications. So if you have an Android smartphone or you have an Android tablet, you can download the Amazon App Store and then start using Amazon as a channel to download more and more Android applications. In fact, in our testing, we've figured out that about 3 out of 4 applications, Android applications, will just work on the Amazon platform. That includes the Kindle device, by the way. And we have all the models that are popular today, which is free to user freemium, which is essentially you give it free and then you charge in-app purchases or subscriptions. And I'll talk about a new interesting monetization model that Amazon has, and obviously premium applications which are paid right in the beginning. So building on the theme that Shantanu also said, we are built on the Amazon platform itself. So if you look at Amazon.com or Amazon.in, App Store is simply a category within the Amazon infrastructure, which means that you are reaching every Amazon customer if you use our App Store to distribute their applications. And that's over 200 million users in 200 countries. How do I get started? That's the other question that I get a lot. So we have an Amazon Dev Portal, which is has all the information about the SDK, all the features that we have, various code samples, how you get started, and then all you have to do, if you are not already signed up, is in a few steps, you can simply register yourself as a developer and then start adding your applications, and they get published and reach that 200 and 200 that I talked about. Couple of things, we do something called Amazon Test Service, which we launched last week, I think, or maybe 2 weeks ago. And what that allows you to do is, on the cloud, just simply take your APK, which is an Android application, throw it onto the Amazon cloud, and then it will test you and let you know, even before you submit, whether it will be accepted or not. So what it does is it allows you to manage your number of submissions and also increase the quality of your application before it becomes live. The way we think about the App Store is we want to increase the monetization for the developers. And it's a proven fact. There are reports which I don't have here, but happy to talk to you about it offline, which are independent reports that clearly say and prove that an application distributed via Amazon App Store monetizes better than a same application distributed elsewhere. And how do we think about it? We want to lower the cost, your cost of building that application. And so that's where things like AWS Cloud, the testing analytics service that I talked about. We also do HTML5 apps, so you can throw off your HTML5 apps onto our store, and we will distribute it right along with the mobile apps. And then Amazon, like I said, this app store is built over the Amazon infrastructure. So all the discovery services that Amazon has, and a lot of you have shopped on Amazon.com, are available to your application as well and are available to the App Store. So cross-category recommendations, automated, like personalized recommendations. People who bought this also bought this. So you don't have to worry about just the curated marketing or getting onto that bandwagon of like, hey, how do I get featured to get discovered? You will get discovered using the Amazon's proven recommendation and review models. And then we have services like Game Circle. I'll talk a little bit about that, and IAP and Mobile Associates API that increase the user engagement. Because as game developers, you know that the more the people will launch your app, the more lifetime value you will get out of those users. So it leads directly to monetization. And then discovery I talked about a little bit, but essentially this should be a familiar screen for you if you've shopped at Amazon, that if I look at some detailed page, then I start to see other things like it. And obviously we have the curated emails and feature lists and top apps and all those marketing tools that everybody uses. So let's jump into a couple of services that are very popular with Amazon. The first one is called the free app of the day. Has anybody heard of free app of the day? We call it FAD. Few of you have. So basically what we do is we give a paid app for free every day. And we have seen that the traffic on that app, the download of that app just spikes up. And then over time it obviously returns back, but it returns at a much higher level than it was before. And then the other aspect of that is that you have acquired those customers. So as developers now, you have the chance to monetize with them and monetize them with things like in-app purchases, mobile ads, or whatever your monetization model is. And oh, by the way, the free app of the day and that traffic, if it is running on the AWS cloud, which a lot of our developers do when they come onto the FAD program, they also go on to the AWS because it can handle that spike, like Shantanu explained, right? It's a spike and then over time it will come down. So it's again one of those things that allows you to get discovered, get more applications while managing your cost if you're on Amazon platform. In-app purchasing APIs, I mean, this is one of the most common and the fastest growing monetization models in the application world today, especially in games. So you use your currency to sell upgrade packs, extra levels, some other merchandise. And with the Amazon APIs, you can integrate it in less than 2 hours. You can take your Android application, use Amazon payment gateways, and start using it on the Amazon App Store. And the user experience is also really simple. So what we have seen in our data is that when we analyze the in-app purchase volume, it has gone up nearly by 50% just in the last 6 months. So it means that more and more developers are using in-app purchases, and this is obviously corroborated by secondary data, like you can pick up a Gartner report or another industry report, and they will also say that more and more developers are moving from premium paid application model to a freemium model. And one of the extensions that we have done is called the Mobile Associates API. So essentially, it's the referral fee for all the physical goods that Amazon has. So let me say that again. So if from your game or application, you have access to Amazon's millions and millions of products in thousands of categories. And if you sell them, you get a referral fee. So this is a model which we think can revolutionize the in-app purchase model, right? It's complementary to it. It's not like you have to do one for the other. But think about it this way, that if you were able to sell one physical good, or for even digital goods like an MP3 or another application, your weeks of revenue from that one user could be realized in that one instance. Because how many times do you get 5 cents, 20 cents, 99 cents, whatever it is. Here, with a referral fee on a large priced physical good, you get that and you realize that revenue. So essentially, like I said, you are bundling your entire physical goods catalog, our physical goods catalog, into your digital application. And some models, some examples, these are somewhat common examples. So let's say you have a cookbook app, you can start selling from our catalog, you can start selling the cookware. And if you sell this full set of spoons, you get about 6%, up to 6% of it as revenue. So you're not managing logistics, you're not managing inventory, but you are now selling and giving access to your users for the Mobile Associates API. The game circle is the other one, and in the workshop that Shantanu mentioned that we will have tomorrow, we will go in depth in game circle. But Game Circle is a cross-platform service. It's a kind of a leaderboards and achievements service. What we have recently added are two new things. One is that it's cross-platform, meaning application that is that uses WhisperSync can run on iOS, can run on Android, and manage the state of the game. And what WhisperSync does, who knows WhisperSync here? Kindle users? Some people do. Okay. What WhisperSync did for books a few years ago is that if you're using an e-book from Kindle, then you can start where you left off in the previous device or previous instance, right? The Game Circle does that for games. So think about Temple Run 2, which actually is a Game Circle game. You could have achieved your level number 7 on an iPad playing it in the night, and next day morning you want to pick up your Android phone and start playing and not lose that level number 7. You can do that with the Game Circle games. What does it do? It increases engagement. We know from analyzing the data on Game Circle that users launch a Game Circle infused game 32% more than a game that doesn't have Game Circle, which means you're doing more engagement, and over time that will always monetize because it is giving a better experience to the user and it is making them use your game more and more. This is essentially saying what I just said. Game players have shown that they like Game Circle. Game Circle games receive 6 times more reviews than a game which doesn't have Game Circle. They are rated a half-star higher than a game that doesn't have Game Circle, and overall they earn 83% more ARPU. That's nearly double average revenue per user of a game that doesn't have Game Circle. And how does it do it? We know from our studies that about 38% of the people, 38% more people convert from non-paying to paying, and the people who convert buy 33% more IAP. And this is all because of you've just increased the engagement with the user, you've increased the experience of the user, and that results in a better experience and monetization over time. So since we make games, I mean, this is all we talked about. Longer sessions, we have data on longer sessions. So more engagement, longer sessions means more purchases. And it's really easy to integrate. Like I said, it's cross-platform. So having said all this, let's just talk very quickly. I have just about 5 minutes left, but about an example. So let's think you have a game that has multiple levels. Let's say it has 30 levels. And you're trying to decide whether I should monetize it at 13th level or should I monetize it 25th level. I'm sure many people in this room have encountered that problem and have thought about it. Now, services like Game Circle can help you get your users engaged, so they're using it more for longer sessions, and that will help you monetize. But then we also we talked about the analytics and the cross-platform analytics that App Store has, and what that will do is it will allow you to allow 5 instances of your application or 5 treatments to go live. So you can say, hey, let me go and try 13th level and a 25th level out there, and you can run them. And then the analytics on Amazon will let you know how those 2 levels or 2 instances are faring. So essentially, kind of an A/B test, except it's an A/B end test because we allow you to do that 5 times. And at the end of the day, when you figure out, oh, my 25th level is monetizing per instance better, but not many people are reaching it, that is very valuable insight for you to really optimize for where you want to monetize your revenue. And all you have to do at the end of that is simply click a button, and you don't have to resubmit the whole application and go through review and all that stuff. That version becomes live for everybody. And that's cross-platform too. So you're getting analytics on iOS, Google, Kindle, all platforms. So similar sentiment that Shantanu also said, a lot of stuff here. And obviously, we believe it's a very rich platform. We want to hear from you, what you are facing if you're already on Amazon App Store. We want to hear what challenges you're facing and talk about that. If you're not on it and you are considering it, we would love to talk to you. Our booth is at the corner, right next to the NASCOM booth over there. We have the workshop tomorrow, which is a 3-hour workshop. So we'll talk about AWS and App Store over there. And obviously, Shantanu, myself, and our team is here for the rest of the day and tomorrow. So a lot of opportunity to come meet us. We definitely want to talk to you and learn from you actually. And these are some of the things. So one thing before we get to this slide is let's do Q&A. These are some of the services that we have just launched because we had a really big conference in Las Vegas just this week, which is called reInvent, which is the Amazon Web Services conference. And we had some big announcements coming out of it. So I just wanted to put this up while we take questions. So we have about 3 minutes if you want to take some questions. You want to finish this? He wants to finish this. It can't beat the organizer stuff, right? So, yeah. Okay. So one last thing, thanks Shantanu for reminding me. So we are going to give away a Kindle Fire HD. We were planning to do it here, but it seems like we're running out of time, so we'll do it at our booth. So if you drop off your business cards, we will make a draw out of it, and then we'll give one Kindle Fire HD. If you're not around to take it, don't worry about it. We'll call you. We can come pick it up tomorrow. And we have some T-shirts and some other goodies that we can. I don't know how we will work out who gets it, but we'll figure it out together. T-shirts only. So. All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming to the last but one session of our technical talk today. And I'm Technical Evangelist working as on a platform for Windows Phone Windows 8. I work both on gaming and apps development from Microsoft perspective, and mainly work with startup business group or mid-level organizations who build apps and games on any platform, but also assist them to get to our platform. So that's a brief introduction. You have my contact details over there on the screen. And this session, which is gaming